I can't do it, guys. I cannot do it. It is indeed sweater weather. Yes, my friends, I've pulled out all of my sweaters from hibernation and I get to enjoy them now because the weather, it is cold. Once October is done and over with, once Halloween hits, that's when the cold snaps in. And yeah, sweater weather is here, officially here in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and I'm stoked. So yes, let the cozy season begin. I am excited. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world. I am recording a little bit later in the day just because I was riding the slow coach this morning. Woke up a little late, took my time, took care of all of my admin stuff that I had to do to get my shop update in order for this weekend, taking photos of yarn and labeling yarn and all that good stuff. But finally excited to be sitting down, chatting with you. Speaking of cooler weather and sweater weather, you're probably wondering what sweater I am actually wearing. This is the Birkin pullover by Caitlin Hunter. Oh my goodness, you guys, what an enjoyable knit. I truly enjoyed knitting this and was even more excited to have it off the needles. But I will say I did complete knitting this at the tail end of the cooler weather of last year. So I didn't really get to enjoy it as much. But as I mentioned, cooler weather is here and yeah, this is gonna get so much love for me. It's so cozy, guys. The yarn that I used to knit this was, again, some yarn that I picked up from the Edinburgh Yarn Festival. The main color, this glorious dark charcoal gray color here, is by Biche Bouche. And for the color work, I used the Little Gray Sheep Co. I believe she changed her company name, if I recall. If I'm correct, I'll pop it in the down bar because it escapes me. But at the time I purchased the yarn, she was known as the Little Gray Sheep Co. But beautiful, beautiful hand-dyed, 100% wool. It's, yeah, just the color combination. So good. And I don't know how well you can see, but instead of the baubles, I substituted the baubles with beads. So it has like a very nice, subtle shimmer to it, and I absolutely love it. Easily one of my favorite sweaters of the season so far. So anyway, yes, that is what I'm wearing. So without further ado, let's get into the meat of the episode. This is going to be admittedly a rather short episode because I only have my mystery knit along to chat about with you. The mystery knit along by Stephen West Shawlography, his mystery knit along for 2001. One day I will be able to put all that in a coherent, cohesive sentence. But yes, the mystery knit along. It has since ended. He revealed clue 4. It is done. However, I just finished clue 2, so I am severely behind. But you know what? I know I'm not alone. Some of you out there mentioned that you are also still muddling through clue 2, even on clue 1, and you know what? That is completely fine. As Stephen West says, just take your time, don't rush, and just enjoy the process. That was paraphrasing. He said it in a more fun Stephen West-esque kind of way. So anyway, I'm gonna show you my progress on it. So if you would not like clue 2 and partially clue 3 to be spoiled, I'll pop a timestamp in the down bar so you can just skip ahead to non-spoilery things. But if you are ready, I will show it to you. So, here is where I am. Yes, my friends, we are brioching, and oh my goodness, Clue 2 was a slog, and many of you agreed. Yes, Clue 2 was a doozy. It took forever to complete, at least it did for me. I'm purely here for the process knit, especially with everything going on in my life at the moment. If you are just tuning in, my husband and I, we are in the process of buying and selling a home. So everything is turned a bit upside down these days, but this shawl definitely came to my rescue. Up until this point, I've just been thoroughly enjoying every stitch, and it's just been a very welcome distraction. But yeah, the yarn is a medley of sorts. I'm using 5 different colorways. I think, let me see, I'll regale you in case you're curious. The color A right here is by Skein Queen, and then color B is by Hedgehog Fibers. It's her Urchin colorway. I'm blanking on what color A is called, but it's a peachy pink color. And then color C, all the way in here, is this colorway by La Bien-Aimée, which essentially is the colorway that I based the entire palette around because I loved it so much. And I will be honest, I feel like color C, this color right here, did not get enough playtime in this shawl. Even though it is being incorporated throughout, I feel like it doesn't truly shine. The pattern doesn't allow the colorway to truly shine, and you don't get to see those little intricate pops of color within the color. So I don't know, does that make any sense? And I will be completely honest, I ended up just spoiling the entire pattern for myself because Stephen West sent out a newsletter this morning saying, you know, with the big reveal of what the shawl looks like in all of its entirety. And so sue me, I was tempted and said, you know what, to hell with it, I want to know what it looks like. So guys, I apologize if you can hear ambient noise in the distance, but there's someone down the block who occasionally runs a stereo installment company, so every now and then I hear them blasting music on a stereo, raising it really loud and then lowering it, raising it really loud and lowering it. And today, of course, Murphy's Law, the day that I choose to record, late in the day, that is when they decide to start installing stereos on our block. Excellent. Thank you, kind sir. So considerate. So glad to be moving soon. But anyway, I did indeed spoil the pattern for myself. I know what it looks like, and I am going to be very, very honest here. I don't like where it's going. I really don't. I don't foresee myself wearing the finished object, and you know, if you've seen the finished object, the vertical stripes at the border, I feel like it completely takes away from the rest of the shawl. As I was knitting this, you know, once we did these little loop-de-loo shrimpy things right here, what initially reminded me of those jelly-filled chocolate donut candy things. Many of you said they reminded you of shrimps, and now I've just not been able to get the image out of my mind. So yes, shrimps they are. I was a little on the fence about the shrimps. But you know what? I said, I'm here for the process, I'm going with it. And as I was knitting it, I got to the baubles and started looking at the thing as a whole. I was like, this is really cool. I like where it's going. So I was embracing everything happening in the shawl, very prepared to wear the FO. And then when I saw the last spoiler, I can't do it, guys. I cannot do it. The finished object is just not my jam when it comes to personal style. And you know, there was a moment where I was like, you know what? Do I just rip it out? Do I just forget about it? Do I just bind off here and let it go? Because I just don't foresee myself knitting the last clue. It's not gonna happen. As much as I love Stephen West, that last clue just isn't hitting it right. I was scrolling through my Insta feed earlier and realized that for some, the feeling was mutual. So I know I'm not alone when I say I'm just not a fan of the bind off or the border. Which is completely fine. And, you know, while I was considering, you know, just ending it here, I do actually like the brioche happening on here. So I was thinking maybe just continuing the brioche or switching up the brioche pattern into some other brioche motif, if that makes any sense. And of course, it then dawned on me because I do have Nancy Merchant's book on brioche, and it has, you know, basically it's a brioche stitch dictionary, which is brilliant. But of course, I realized that I put it in storage along with many of my other books. You know, again, Murphy's Law. Love that Murphy's Law. I don't know, maybe I can hop on the interwebs and find something, a generic brioche stitch pattern that I can just easily apply to that. But I did, for some reason, decide to keep this book by Nicki Epstein, Knitting on the Edge, in my books that I still have around, so maybe I can find something in here. I could see some simple lace and oh, okay, well maybe this, I don't know. It's called Mary's Lace, this stitch right here, because if you look really closely, Stephen West actually has a stitch in that shawl that's very similar to the pattern happening here. So maybe because, as I mentioned, this colorway I feel didn't get enough playtime or time to shine in the shawl, so maybe this border with this yarn on that shawl, maybe. Quite a possibility. So there's that. But yeah, lots of different options in here. Maybe even something cable-y. Yeah, that could be really cool. We shall see. So that's one option. And then, speaking of cables, I do have Norah Gaughan's knitted cable Sourcebook. So I don't know if there are any edges in here. I don't recall, but maybe I can get some ideas. Maybe a nice cabled applied border would be cool. That would be really interesting. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. Anyway, lots to play around with in here, lots of opportunities, but we shall see what will become of that shawl. I really do want to continue with the brioche if possible, so if it happens that I end up waiting until after the move to complete it, then so be it. But I think it's good that I let it marinate just a little bit, because I am so close to finishing it, and you know what I want it to be. If I'm going to wear it, it might be worth just putting off until I can get my mitts on that brioche book again. But really, I am itching to put another dent in my Koru pullover that I mentioned in last week's episode, you know, because that has just been languishing, which is in, it's languishing in this bag right here. Have not made any progress on it whatsoever, but it is a work in progress. So yeah, my Koru pullover by Anna Johanna, and I'm knitting it with Shibui knits in their pebble base in the, what is it, slate colorway? Anyway, you're probably tired of me showing this. It looks like a toilet seat cozy right now, but I just have to knit a couple more inches before joining everything in the round, and I will be on my way to knitting on Body Island. But here's where that is, and you know, really looking forward to putting another dent in this project, because I'm a little shawled out, not gonna lie. But yes, here we are, clue 3. I made it this far, guys. I may as well just finish it. Am I right? And yeah, I absolutely love the color combination happening. And someone did point out that it's very, very similar to my bubble cardigan that I just finished. It's very, very matchy-matchy, I just realized. So go figure, guys. I think I am definitely on a peachy coral kick, along with browns. Yeah, I don't know. I'm running with it. I'm embracing it. And yeah, this is something about this color combo I'm just really enjoying. Oh my goodness. Seriously, guys, the whole wall just shook. Welcome to Bushwick. So yes, I don't think I actually finished telling you what other colorways I'm using. So yeah, after the La Bien Aimée in the Drago colorway, I'm also using my hand-dyed yarns, Woolenvine yarns, in my, what is it, Rochester colorway, which is this chocolatey brown right here. And then also, I think that's it. Is that it? I'm also using Whisper, also my hand-dyed yarns, in my Nouveau base. It's just a smidge darker than the natural hedgehog fibers. Very, very subtle. You can't even see. And to be honest, I don't think it had much playtime in this shawl either. So, you know, that's a little unfortunate. But anyway, yeah, I know I said last week that, you know, mystery shawls, mystery knit-alongs are growing on me, but I think, you know, yeah, after seeing the finished object, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick to my guns next time and just say no to mystery shawls, because I cannot handle the ambiguity and disappointment when I don't end up liking the finished object. I know. That's my own personal brand of crazy, but that's just how I roll, guys. I don't know. It's an experience I have no regrets casting on, because as I mentioned, this is exactly what I needed in the moment. Anyway, I will stop rambling. I'm gonna end things there. Thank you so much as always for hanging out with me. Have an amazing weekend, and until the next video, I'll see you next time. Bye.